Well, that's a story that we'll keep on following for you. Ruto has spelled out milestones his administration has achieved in the last 2 years under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The head of state said, among others, his administration had overseen the stabilization of the economy and lowered the cost of food. Nancy Okware has details of government's achievements as the curtain comes down on the life of the current cabinet.
Moses Kiaria Kuria.
As the curtains come down on the life of the current cabinet, who was sworn into office on the 22nd of October 2022, President William Ruto outlined the achievements by his government. First, in food production, which led to the unveiling of the fertilizer subsidy program, reduction in the cost of farm inputs, cost of living and fuel prices. The president would also highlight how his government had moved to stabilize the economy.
We have stabilized the economy by preventing what was an imminent debt default. We have stabilized fuel prices, lowered inflation to an all-record low of 4.6%, and we have stabilized the foreign exchange regime.
The president also singled out investment in affordable housing to provide decent houses and create employment for youth.
Our affordable housing program has now more than 100,000 housing units under construction. The first cohort I will be launching in a couple of months to new homes. And we have 160,000 young people across Kenya that are employed under this program.
He would also highlight the radical changes in the education sector, which included introduction funding model, a model that paid more emphasis on students from vulnerable families.
We have also improved the student-teacher ratio in both our primary and secondary schools by hiring an additional 56,000 teachers and also hiring an additional 2,000 tutors for our TVET institutions.
Also in the list of achievements was the investment in a digital superhighway under the Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital. Under this initiative, 17,000 government services were digitized, with 274 digital hubs established. In order to attain universal health coverage, 107,000 community health promoters were dispatched to spearhead primary health care at the community level.
And the process of registration for our social health insurance fund is ongoing, on its way to launch on the new date of 1st of October 2024, that will make it possible for every Kenyan to have a health insurance, and for those suffering from critical illnesses to have access to the critical illness fund.
And the rollout of the Hustler Fund saw 22 million borrowers registered, benefiting every day.
And we have 7 million Kenyans who had been denied access to financial services by credit reference bureaus. They are now off the blacklisting roll.
Other key interventions include ensuring that vulnerable Kenyans, such as the elderly and orphans, receive their stipends and expansion in manufacturing. Nancy Okware, Prime Edition.